Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Monday, April 17th, 2017. The big news story today, the manhunt for Steve, who reportedly shot and killed an innocent 74-year-old on the streets of Cleveland just yesterday, Easter Sunday. In case you missed the video I put out yesterday, I'm going to link it in the description. A lot of important information. If you haven't seen this video, I'd pause right here. I'd go down to the description, I would watch this video, and then I would come back and watch what I'm about to show you. If you watched yesterday's video, I showed that this was propaganda made for TV for the ongoing race war and the ongoing agenda of continuing to build the military police state that is the United States of America. Something that it's been from the beginning and something becoming more and more transparent with each passing day. Yesterday, in the video that I put out, we talked about how the victim was said to be 74-year-old Robert Godwin. Today, they've changed his name to 74-year-old Robert Godwin Sr. We're going to talk about that name change. Real quick, though, just an important point. Yesterday was Easter Sunday, the Christian day of remembering the resurrection of Jesus. 74 years old, the number connects to the name Jesus in the ancient language of Gematria. Jesus 74, like Messiah, like cross, like killing, like Masonic, like Jewish, like gospel, like parables, like occult. They say Jesus crucified on the cross at age 33. This 74-year-old was named Robert. Robert equals 33, like Sunday, the day of Christian worship, on which he was reportedly killed. Now understand, truth seeker, this man didn't die. This man has participated in this act of theater, this purposeful propaganda. I can't, I'm not even going to assume why he participated, but let your imagination guide you to the answers. So many people in this world are in a tough spot. You participate in this propaganda, you get paid, you get taken care of. So, yesterday, he's Robert Godwin with two O's. Today, he's Robert Godwin Sr. Robert Godwin Sr., Heavy.com, one of the news websites that participates in all of this false flag propaganda. If you pay attention, this website, Heavy.com, they have all the facts before the story's even rolled out. It just goes to show that all of this stuff is planned theater by the numbers. The name Robert Godwin Sr. in Gematria sums to 187. Notice also the 79 and 83. 187 homicide code in many states. Number we're seeing a lot in Ohio. The 79 and 83 also connect to the word murder. The word murder has Gematria of 79 and 83. This man reportedly murdered. A 187. Real quick, the fact that this man died in Cleveland, Ohio with the 187 coding, and this is part of an ongoing race war agenda. Think about how right now the man in the White House is an Orange Oompa Loompa who became famous again for, the show Apprentice, but also for saying that the first black president was born in another country, likely born in Africa. A racist assertion. Now this racist is in the White House. It's all part of the puppet show. Go back and see my work. Barack Obama was no hero. Barack Obama was a puppet on strings, a New World Order agent, just like Donald Trump is. But all of this symbolism is for a reason. We're going from the first black president to this creature from the past who's a horrible human being, a racist, a misogynist, a pussy grabber, an unapologetic, lying asshole who just makes up shit on the daily. Anyway, this man had his GOP convention in Cleveland, where this story's coming out of, beginning July 18th, a date written 18/7, a lot like 187, exactly 187 days before Inauguration Day in Washington, D.C. Remember, Washington, D.C. in Gematria sums to 187, just like George Washington, which it's named after. And who's George Washington? The 33rd degree Freemason, the slaveholder, the man who largely got the genocide of the Native Americans rolling. This is a nation that was born out of war and genocide, It's a nation that's put profit over people, and killing for profit is a priority since the beginning. And that is why those of us who are alive today, all these years later, we are the victims of this ongoing tyranny, this ongoing awful history. If we want to end the killing and the hate, we need to wake up. We need to recognize where we live, what our history is, what's been done to us, what's being done to us, and we need to put an end to it by ending this Masonic Zionist media and this Masonic Zionist government. We get rid of those things, we can start to restore sanity. The things that we expect to keep us informed and safe are actually the things terrorizing us and keeping us down on purpose, with purposeful propaganda on the daily. So 187, big number, also a number connecting to Ohio. Again, Trump's convention in Ohio, 187 days before Inauguration Day in Washington, D.C. Ohio in 187, time in Satanic Gematria. The last Republican president, George W. Bush, born on the 187th day of the year to the world. George Washington died at age 67. Freemasonry equals 67. 67, a number that has a lot to do with killing and sacrifice as well. For some more 187 in Ohio, recent history, we just saw John Mayer and Dave Chappelle put on a concert for Charlie Murphy the evening of his death in Ohio. Charlie Murphy died April 12th. John Mayer, who led this benefit, John Mayer is born October 16th. John Mayer's birthday exactly 187 days after the death of Charlie Murphy. John Mayer's Jewish. This entire agenda by the numbers is Masonic and Jewish, which might as well be the same thing. Freemason history based in the Old Testament, Jewish history. Freemasonry is Judaism for the Gentiles. Anyhow, John Mayer's birthday 187 days after the death of Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy, John Mayer, Dave Chappelle, Chappelle's Show in the 2000s. Remember how Rick James died right after the Rick James skit, which Charlie Murphy was in, which Dave Chappelle was in? Rick James was born February 1st. He died August 6th. Right after the skit, he died 187 days after his birthday in California, where it's 187, the homicide code. So, just trying to remind you, refresh you, the significance of this number 187, now coded into the name of the man who died yesterday. Yesterday, Robert Godwin, a name which was significant. I showed why yesterday. Now today, Robert Godwin Sr. Again, Easter Sunday, the resurrection of the Son of God. Now a Godwin, dead. So next piece, we're going to talk about, actually before we go on to the next piece, one more thing I want to show you here, just because it's important. This name Stevie Steve, they said the killer went by Stevie Steve. His name in Gematria, just look at it, almost a perfect match with Jesus Christ, an Easter Sunday killing. The word Christian has Gematria of 65 and 74, the only discrepancy between the two names. So, here we are now. It's the next day. It's April 17th, 2017. Also in the news today, the supposed girlfriend that dumped him has spoken out. Her name is Joy Lane. Talked about this name yesterday. In the video, he asked the man he's about to kill, Robert, to say the name Joy Lane just before he shoots him. Joy Lane in Gematria sums to 107, like shooting, like military. Again, we live in a military state. Police state, military state, it's all part of the same agenda. Whole nation under surveillance, and in the future there will be no employment except for joining the mercenary forces. Just watch, that's the path we're on. For so many poor Americans, that's already their reality. How many people are in the military because there's no other opportunity in their community? It's only going to get worse. Anyway, they referred to this yesterday as the Facebook homicide video. Yesterday's news. Pull that up here. Facebook homicide video, which also has the 107 coding. Now here we are on April 17th, the day Joy Lane's speaking out, which is the 107th day of the year. And I suspect that later today we'll see the arrest of this man, and then we'll probably get more news story, more bogus propaganda. They'll remind us about mental health and all of these psyops, psychological operations. They remind us how the person was mentally unstable. Nobody saw signs of them losing it before. It just happened. The reason the media does this to us is because they know what's going on in the nation. It's a nation of people who are overworked, stressed out, on the brink of having a mental breakdown. So we're going to see these stories and these headlines continue. They're going to be talking about the mental health, the surprise, and the reason why is everyone who reads this will be like, man, I know a guy who's on the brink right now. I hope I don't read about him next. That's the whole point. Whole nation stressed out, whole nation with these types of conditions. So then they invent this sociopathic killer that'll remind us of our own next door neighbor. But anyway, we're probably going to see this guy arrested later tonight around the time that the basketball game starts. Maybe during the basketball game, maybe just before it. Basketball game's about to start in 4 hours. I'm out here on the West Coast. It starts at 4 Pacific, West Coast time. But notice, one of the states that they're searching for this man in, they're searching for him in 5 states reportedly. Manhunt in 5 states. Those 5 states, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Indiana, and Michigan. And, of course, the Cavs playing the Pacers right now. I said in yesterday's video that this whole hoax is also a ritual synced up with the NBA playoffs. That's why there was a shooting in Ohio and a shooting just outside of Boston. You know, 2 teams, the 2 top seeds in the East. Look at this. We're about to watch this video uploaded last night by the supposed killer. We're going to see all that's suspicious about this video. But at the end of the video, or at the beginning of the video, he begins outside of a Cleveland Cavaliers basketball game. And he makes a point how he has to go up and touch the stadium, the Q. We'll watch this in just a second, but just know this for now. Q in gematria sums to 17 like the word kill. You know, this killer had to touch the Q. And then right after he touches the Q, he explains why he's going to go on this murderous rampage. Remember, Ohio's also the 17th state. NBA in gematria sums to 17. The Cavs were the 17th team to join the NBA. Here we are in 2017, you know. I didn't mean to put that U there. Let me get rid of that. But with regards to the NBA and also there being a shooting outside of Boston yesterday, who's the number 1 seed in the East because of the late collapse by the Cavs, the Celtics have won the most NBA championships. They've won 17. Celtics have won 17, the Lakers 16, sum of 33 for the 2 teams that have played in almost every NBA championship throughout history. But anyway, let's get into this video here. Let me blow this up. I saved this in case YouTube decides to take this offline. Somebody else uploaded this last night. Maybe you've seen this 10.5-minute video. The killer explaining why he's killing. Let's just watch together. And real quick before we start, you should know we're not going to watch the whole video, but if you want to watch all 10.5 minutes, I'm going to give you the link in the description. And also before we begin, just yesterday I was saying how this propaganda news story is also synced up with the NBA playoffs. In case you're new here, I've shown many times before, way before anything happened, proof that sports and news are scripted together. October of 2015, freeway accident story in California. I used that to show what the Super Bowl would be. A few months later, you know, at the beginning of 2016, the Oregon Ducks football team lost in the Alamo Bowl with 41 points. And then as soon as that football game was over, it was breaking news that there was a standoff at a federal building in Oregon in the middle of nowhere that nobody in the world would ever know about unless the media wanted you to know about it. And I showed that day, the day the news broke, how it was propaganda synced up with the Ducks just losing in the Alamo Bowl. Remember, the Alamo's about a standoff. The Alamo Bowl ends, then a standoff in Oregon at a federal building. I said, when that news broke, that it would last 41 days. And do you know how many days the Oregon standoff lasted? 41 days, just like the amount of points Oregon lost with. 41's the 13th prime number. The Alamo lasted 13 days. This is the world we live in. Scripted sports, scripted news, all to occupy the mind's eye of the masses and steer them astray. How many children are growing up thinking they want to be pro sports players or actors or rappers or singers or entertainers? You know, these are all nice things, but they're not good. Because ultimately, none of these children who have these dreams are going to make it there. The only people who get to make it are the people born into the Masonic networks. And also, there's more important things in the world. You know, it's great to learn to be an athlete, to play an instrument, to sing. These things are all great. But those should just be some of your qualities. How many children are aspiring to be intelligent or to know about this world or to be writers or historians? You know what I mean? Everyone's got the same dreams, and those dreams are all lies sold to people from a very young age. So anyway, instead of getting off topic, let's just watch. This is the beginning of the killer's video that he uploaded, and things that you'll see when you watch this entire video. We're about to see how it begins at a Cleveland Cavaliers basketball game, you know. Then he ends up talking about why he's doing this. He blames his mother and his girlfriend for stressing him out. His account is a story that a lot of men in this world can identify with. A lot of people are stressed out at their girlfriends, their wives, their mothers. In the video, he talks about how he's just a normal dude and he just lost his mind, he snapped. That's what this propaganda is all about, how anyone could snap at any moment. You know, that's what they want us to think. It's the whole reason they do this. And we're also going to stop and listen at the end of the video when he talks about, or he's calling a number, and the number repeats back to him, and it ends with 322. Number of Freemasonry. Well, we'll get to that. Real quick, what you should know is if you watch this full video, he mentions his mother's name, Maggie. Maggie, a name with 33 gematria, like Cleveland, like race war, number that always gets coded into the propaganda. Notice Maggie also has the 42 stamp on it, number stamped on black people. So anyhow, let's just watch this here. This is the video he uploaded. Oh yeah. Also at the end of this video, he starts complaining that people on YouTube are already saying that his story's fake. I mean, how can this guy be on the run and he's having time to watch YouTube videos and knowing what the rest of the world's saying about it? It's just such obvious bullshit. You know what I mean? So here we go.
There's a party down here. Look at this, man. Hey, party.
I'm going to speed it up.
How's next? What's up, baby? We did it, baby. Yeah, you come down here and touch the stadium. I'm like 20 feet away from the stadium. Gotta touch that boy. We gotta touch the stadium. We did it, baby. Number one. I'm here, bro. Chill out, bro. Man, we should have been down here about an hour ago, man. We missed the main one. The casino was jumping, though. I was in the casino, though. Look at all this shit. What's that shit right there? Is that horse shit? That's horse shit. Yeah, we here.
Did you just hear that? What's that right there? Is that horse shit? That's horse shit. Who says something like that? You know who says something like that? Someone that's creating a propaganda video that they know is all bullshit. There's a reason that little piece of dialogue was stuck in there. Just like the reason this video is beginning outside of the Cavalier Stadium.
I said I ain't touching you. You gotta touch this boy. You did, baby. Number one, all in. Gotta touch this boy.
Gotta touch this, baby. Gotta touch this. He's touching the Q. Remember Q, 17? We talked about this, like kill, like Ohio, the 17th state. So watch now how the story goes from this to how it just transitions into him explaining why he's going on this murderous rampage.
Social Service Agency over here on 105. The love of my life works. Her name is Troy Lang. We've been together 3 years. We're supposed to get married, but it was just some bullshit that I just couldn't deal with her anymore. But anyway, she's the reason why I'm making this video. She's the reason why what's about to happen today, because she fucking drove me crazy.
All right, so he's going to talk about his girlfriend. He's going to talk about his mother. He's going to say that he's already killed 13 people, which the police have now come out today and said they're only aware that he's killed this Robert Godwin Sr. Here he calls his friend and lets him know that he snapped and he's, disappointed himself and everyone else. You can watch all this. He shows his name badge here. He says he works for Clinical Health. He's letting down all of his people. Let's just start watching around here. Around here, he starts talking about how he already knows that people are saying this is fake. Imagine, you're on the loose, you're killing people, and you're watching YouTube videos. I mean, did this guy watch my upload last night? Obviously not. There's still daylight. It would have been pitch black in Cleveland by the time my video was uploaded, but just listen.
Man, I just left, and here I am, massacring motherfuckers. We call today today is the Easter Sunday Joy Lane Massacre. But it's fucked up though that at Ward, my number is you can call me at 216-469-6334. You can call me. But yeah. Everybody keep putting this shit, is that real? That's funny. And again, man, like people saying, is it real? And nobody's taking me for granted for truth and shit, man. That's the crazy part, man. Nobody, I don't know. I'm gonna send another post in a second.
So did you hear that? Was that loud enough? Let me back that up. Listen to this number. 322 it is. That's not even a real phone number. There's not even enough digits. There's only 9 digits in that number and it ends 322. I guarantee you it's all on purpose. It's all part of the script. 322, very important number to Masonry. Earlier in this video, he said he was going to murder Greeks. Show you something. Show you something here about that.
42nd in pain. I got somebody here.
42nd in pain. 42 number stamped all over black people. He just says that out. I forgot that was in this video. But just watch what he says about Greeks here.
Doesn't matter because I didn't keep score, but I'm gonna keep score today. But yeah, I'm about to have me some fun, I guess. And this shit is weird, man, because I'm like I said, I never been on no sucker shit like this, but fuck it, Oh yeah, after I hit these people over here on St. Clair, I'm gonna start fucking with Greeks. I'm gonna just start randomly shooting Greeks in the head. Fuck it.
Okay, so you might be able to imagine what he was trying to imply with Greeks, but I'm not so sure this isn't also part of the coded Masonic message, and I'll tell you why. The video ends with that number repeating 322. To the Freemasons, the Greeks are so important. Euclid, Pythagoras, Euclid of Alexandria. Well, I got to spell his name right. Euclid of Alexandria is his title. Euclid of Alexandria equals 322. This is one of the most important mathematicians to the history of the world and to Freemasonry. The Freemasons have the 47th problem of Euclid. Very special mathematician, a Greek. 322. Freemasonry is based on the ancient mystery religions. What's wrong with me? Ancient mystery religions. Ancient mystery religions has the gematria of 322, also 119, like all-seeing eye. These numbers are not arbitrary. And all of this propaganda is a form of ritualistic magic. And it seems to me that the way the magic really works is just by giving people this fear and poison that infiltrates their minds. Most people aren't realizing how it's being done by the numbers, which it absolutely is. So, just some quick closing notes, just wanted to keep you posted. I'm sure later today we'll see this man arrested on the 107th day for the shooting of Robert Godwin Sr. But thanks again, Truth Seekers, for supporting the work, for sharing the videos. I wish all my videos got 100,000 views in a day. I know if they did, we'd change this world in a hurry. You know, really millions of people need to have this knowledge. The whole world needs to have this knowledge because this is going on across the globe. Until next time.